what's going on here at the moment, and where's that cherry picker gone?
Yeah, as you can see, the cherry picker is no more. It's 9 o'clock. I've been here since 6. No sign of life. So actually, we did see one Telstra guy sitting in a ute just around the corner, and he's now gone. So not sure if he was like the eyes and ears checking out what's going on. So the cherry picker, yesterday we actually called Coates Hire, and Avi, my friend, called him first and said, hey mate, you might want to come and pick that cherry picker up. It's not looking pretty. It's kind of in a bit of a questionable spot in comparison to what's happening out here. And then a few hours later I gave him a call and I said, mate, there's about 200 slightly angry looking protesters looking straight at your pretty piece of machinery, and he seemed very concerned about that. And I said, look, just a courtesy call, if I was you and that looks pretty brand new and expensive, I would probably get that out of here. And so he got a bit fretted after that and said, yeah, I think you're right. And he goes, I'm going to call the lot and get them to come and pick it up. And so what they did is by close of business, 5 o'clock, they came and chucked it on the back of a truck and took it to Brisbane. And one of our guys followed it and made sure it went over the border, and so it's not back here. So.
Okay, so at the moment, there's it looks like we were successful yesterday in letting them know that we weren't going to stand for the 5G being installed, and the cherry picker has gone back to Brisbane, and the big truck there that had all the installation equipment is also gone. So it looks like what we did yesterday was successful, and called their bluff basically, or called them out, saying that the people of Mullumbimby region are not going to stand for this 5G technology, especially during a lockdown. I mean, the whole thing reeks of the Hunger Games society, with tyranny, where they lock everyone down. And now, even though the coronavirus is virtually been wiped out, like less than 10 cases yesterday in the whole of Australia. So it's obviously these lockdowns is unnecessary, and now it seems like they're using that excuse of coronavirus to keep everyone locked in, so they can do things like stick 5G up. Well, fortunately here in Mullumbimby, people have got a little bit more brains and courage than that, and stood up to them. And so I don't know what's going to happen today, but there is a lot of people around that are not going to stand for this 5G going up. There's probably about 50, 80 people all around here at the moment, just keeping a vigil about what's going on. And if people want to, they can come down, but also I encourage people to get on a contact list, and if anything does happen here, that they come down here straight away and they know what's know what to do. At the moment, it looks like we've had a small victory in stopping the 5G going up, and we'll just see what the days today and the following days unfold. So good on everyone for coming down yesterday and really making our presence felt, that we weren't going to be controlled by tyranny, and that we don't want 5G, because 5G is very bad for everyone's health, and we just want to make sure that there's proper research and all the concerns of the residents here are answered. The council's put in concerns saying, a whole list of concerns and asking for a response, and that hasn't been given to date. No complaints gone in. So at the moment, they've asked the minister, we've asked the local member, Justine Elliott, to contact the Minister for Communications and to issue a stop work order here, so we know that it's official. We're waiting on that. We might hear something back from that today or tomorrow. So big victory so far, but let's stay vigilant. No 5G.
We're looking at getting move-on orders. I've tried to delay this and buy us all a bit of time to work out what you all want to do. Waiting on a time for a meeting with some of the more senior police to work out what we can do. how we go about doing that. They've told me at the moment we can't apply for a Form 1 for a legal lawful assembly, but under the
We did apply for that and we handed that in yesterday. Today, no.
No, so also too, guys.
Told them 100 times about that.
Yeah. All right, so police as to what's expected on both sides and how we're all to behave around that. And that was a really nice, peaceful way of ensuring safety for not just you guys, but for us, community, and a more broader thing to make sure we didn't have issues. There was some sort of
That's the way we need to do it.
some sort of guidelines, you know, rules of engagement, so to speak, whatever you want to refer to them as.
And we've got numerous jobs. We need this to move off now so we can get back to those jobs.
So guys, can we have in the next 10 minutes get this under wraps so that we don't escalate into chaos, which none of us want to see happen here.
Thank you.
You guys are such beautiful humans. I don't feel that there's some restraints about this.
I do. Listen, I'm not here to say you're right. I'm not here to say you're wrong. I'm neutral on that. I haven't got the information to make a decision. You've got an opinion, yes. I have got people ringing upset that they're isolated for all these weeks because of this vulnerable members, and your community's doing really well and there's no COVID, but they're scared that there's all these people here and it's going to spread in the community.
We're scared for the community.
That's my priority.
Children, everybody.
If someone's life over a tower, I'd take a life. Sorry.
It is about life. It is about
I didn't give approval. You need to go and raise with the people that did.
So guys, we're trying to chase up what we can do. We can keep a couple of people here
Exercising.
exercising,
Essential exercise.
doing their essential exercise, couples, families at a time, whatever, where we can remain vigilant and keep eyes on. As you guys are all suggesting, organising that in shifts, so there's always a couple of people here. No one needs to get arrested. We can still have eyes on everything, and we can keep this nice and peaceful for now while we're looking for some further options, and then we can start exploring these options while we maintain some eyes on the site.
So the situation at the moment is we've been given an instruction from the police that they want us to disperse. There's some concerns in the community that we might be spreading CV. So, you know, we're respecting the concerns of the people. We just basically don't want this Telstra tower to put the 5G gear up. So there's a skeleton crew who's going to stay here doing exercises and rotating, and then, you know, we've got phone trees, so people are going to find out what's going on. I think, you know, we're mostly dispersing today. I think we made our point that we're not going to just roll over, and so, you know, a few people are going home and just being on alert, you know, and we're trying to get permission to actually have a gathering, a special permit, and we're waiting for a stop work order coming from the Minister of Communication. So, and then some meetings going on too soon about, you know, getting an idea from Telstra about what their plans are. So, yep, that's it. I think great day. You know, they didn't get the 5G stuff up today. We'll see how long that lasts.
We need to move on, please.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So, we have done all what you've said, and unfortunately it hasn't been successful at this point in time. Hence, you know, hundreds of community members coming out to be here. So,
But you need to move on, ma'am. Like the information was that one, we give him warnings. If that's not complied with, we'll issue infringements, and then if that's not complied with, unfortunately, he forces us to an arrest. And we need people to move on right now because there are members of the community ringing the police, concerned that they've done the right thing and isolated for all these weeks, and that there's a congregation here and it's going to spread COVID, and they're very upset and scared about that. So I really need people to move on.
Actually, we've also been saying with the guys too, we've got our essential exercises for half an hour we can do.
yeah,
We can do that in pairs and stuff. So if we're doing that here on shift, we can still maintain a nice visual.
Just got to be smart and think about the way you can lawfully do it.
And we can be lawfully here without anyone needing to be arrested today. So I'm trying to come up with some sort. I'm not saying we should all bugger off, but organise some shifts where we can have a few people here doing exercise, and then we've got a lawful right to be here and no reason to be hustled by these guys. I think it's that just spreading the word through the phone list and